Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Morgellons Think Tank of the Week. My name is Sharon, and I am filling in as co-host for Robin. I'd just like to give you a brief introduction of how I met Richard and what he has done for me. Richard has been my absolute savior. When I tell you my life was turned upside down because of Morgellons, you have no idea unless you've really gone through the fibers and the filaments that rip your face apart. I mean, Morgellons really did a number on me, and once my family found Richard for me, I read the book, I made the diet work, and Richard has done and practiced. He's went through all of these things as well, and because of his dedication and his loyalty to helping us get our lives back, Richard is here for all of us. I tell you guys, we're about to listen to Richard. I'm going to introduce to you the one and the only, the savior of Morgellons, the almighty Richard Combs. Hi, Richard. I love you to death.
I don't know about that almighty stuff. You make me laugh, sure. But it's always a pleasure to be here. And today's topic is one that is never discussed. Never. You can go on every Facebook group there is about Morgellons and parasites. You will not find the word Collembola. You will not. Oh, yeah, you'll find mites. Oh, there are groups about mites. Yeah. You can speak to every expert in the entire world who's gone through college training and gotten degrees in well, I don't know what their degrees are. Parasitology, epidemiology, I got it, I pronounced it. Biology. They all know that there are 6,000 species of Collembola. They know there are 40,000 species of mites. And if you ask any one of them, can these organisms infect human beings? The answer is categorically impossible. Impossible. First of all, they will say Collembola doesn't have mouth parts. So if you're getting bitten, it's not from Collembola because they can't bite. Well, I wonder how they eat. It's confusing, you know? And if you talk to people about mites living in the skin, no. Oh, you know, these organisms, they can be a minor issue. You know, you encounter them, a lot of them at once, and they can get on your skin, and they can itch and irritate, but you go take a shower, and that's it. They're gone. That's it. So no matter who you go to, whether it be your dermatologist or go to your local college or go to your local county and talk to the people and dealing with pests, they will all tell you the same thing. Mites cannot live under your skin or in your skin. Collembola was not going to live in your skin or under your skin. You must be crazy if you think you have these things. You must be delusional. Now, even today, Morgellons is denied by the medical community as being an organic disease. Many of you are aware that between 2008 and 2012, they did a study, I think at Kaiser in California, which organization already was against Morgellons. You know, they already had their mind made up. But they did a study with self-diagnosed Morgellons patients. I mean, nobody diagnosed these people. They all said they had Morgellons. And as a result of the long study, they concluded that, well, Morgellons really isn't a organic disease. If anything, it's overstress, and maybe people are doing it to themselves by scratching their own. You know, if you scratch your skin, it's going to irritate, cause a rash, and get bacteria under these lesions, and that's why you have these things. I mean, nobody addressed the idea that there are organisms coming out of the people's skin who are infected, other than, oh, well, they make up some cockamamie excuse. But back to Collembola. There is nothing that says Collembola is an issue when it comes to being a parasite. My first experience was back in the 90s, about the middle 90s. I was pulling a vine from one of my pine trees that I do every year to keep the vines from choking them, and a cloud of dust ascended upon me, or descended. And I thought nothing about it. I went in, took a shower, and cleaned up, and I thought that was it. 4 days later, hell broke loose, and both myself and my significant other were at my mother's place, and we were itching like crazy. The only thing we could do was think about jumping in a tub. We did. We jumped in a hot, scalding tub, and that was the beginning of my nightmare that lasted for years. Now, back around that time, we were going to doctors. She was a nurse, so she knew who the best doctors and the best dermatologists were in the area. So I sent her as the guinea pig. We both had the same thing, but we got nowhere. She got nowhere with the doctors. And one morning, I woke up in bed, and I don't know why, but I looked down at my forefinger, right there, my forefinger, and I saw something standing up from it. It was like the length of a piece of dust particle. It was just standing up. And it wasn't just standing up. It was actually waving. It was doing this. What the hell is that? Well, I couldn't capture it before I knew it was lost, but I remembered that. That was around 1995 or 1996. 2006, I wrote my first book, and that was called Soothing the Itch Within and the Diet to Control It. Pretty good, because I already knew about the diet. I already discovered the diet in the late 90s. And I attribute, Morgellons, the word wasn't even coined until 2002. So there was still, what the hell are we dealing with? Was I dealing with Morgellons? Or mites, or what? My initial thought was mites. Well, around 2006, there was somebody talking about strongyloides. And his theory was that nobody has Morgellons, everybody's got strongyloides. Well, it turned out that my blood test also showed that I had strongyloides ericalis, but no, I didn't buy that. His diet actually included soy, and I knew soy was one of the worst things that you could have for what I was dealing with. I did pay attention because I communicate with there are about 5,000 people in my group here, and they write me every week, questions, observations, and somebody mentioned the idea of Collembola and their eyelashes, and that piqued my interest. And when I realized and discovered that Collembola is a little rod-shaped thing about the size of a dust particle that can wave to you, boom, I knew what it was that I was dealing with all those years. Fortunately, I was not dealing with Morgellons. No, I never had Morgellons during that period of time. So the diet I discovered was really for Collembola. Years later, communicating with thousands of people, I discovered there are intricate differences between the diet for Morgellons and the diet for Collembola, or if you have both. Now, questionnaires. I evaluate maybe over the years 2,000 or so questionnaires. And there are 2 specific questions on that questionnaire that deal only with Collembola. Only with Collembola. 1, do you feel itchy around your ankles and lower legs and feel like something's jumping on you? Maybe 40 years ago at my home, we had an infestation of fleas outside. And I'd walk and I'd get in and I'd be itching and they'd be jumping on my ankles, and I'd look down and I could see the fleas. They were visible, little black things, but not Collembola. They are not visible unless you've got a vision of 2016. But if you have a 20/20 vision, you'd be lucky to see them. They are not visible generally on the skin unless they stand on your fingertip and wave at you. That's the only way you're going to see them. So I've had millions of these organisms on my skin, and the only one I ever saw was the one that said hi and identified himself. So you don't see them. Now, there's no research done about them. Search. The only thing you'll find are two studies done in my book that are listed in my book. In Sweden, 1955, a group of researchers found that Collembola is a problem in human beings and a pest. And they found that lime sulfur is the solution. That was way back then. And they were identified as being a pestilent problem with humans. Around 2002, the National Pedulosa Society, the Lice Society, did another study. They took 22 people who were previously diagnosed as having delusions of parasites. Now, this is around the time that Morgellons was coined, so people didn't even know what Morgellons was for the most part, or what to look for. But so they took 22 people previously diagnosed with delusions of parasites. How many people in this country are diagnosed with delusions of parasites every year? I know I was. Were you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I imagine everybody on this call has been diagnosed as having delusions of parasites. How many doctors did you go to, Sharon?
I went to approximately 10, but Richard, I'm adding every week. It's they keep giving new teams. But yeah, I started out with at least 10 prior to finding you.
And we had a few weeks.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, we had Lucy, who is the moderator of the Morgellons group, which has about 5,000 members, as a guest. She claimed to have been to 100 doctors. I know I at least went to maybe 15 different doctors, and none of them, you don't even want to talk about the word Morgellons. Nobody's ever heard of Collembola. And if you talk about mites living in your skin, you must be crazy. So the doctors absolutely don't know. In fact, if you bring these words up or these organisms to their attention, they'll diagnose you as, oh, you must be out there in some conspiracy theory kind of thing, and you're suffering from delusions of parasites. Now, I know you're a veteran, and you've been to the VA. So what does the VA have been saying to you from the beginning?
Well, from the beginning,
Richard. I'm sorry, but Richard, you're not coming through clear. You're jumbled up. It's hard to hear you.
I'm sorry. Are you hearing me, Sharon?
I hear you just fine. You're coming through fine for me. I don't know.
You're rattled. It's like it's rattling. It's rattling something. I don't know.
That may be your phone line because I don't hear what you're hearing.
Well, how about anybody? Yeah, it sounds raspy. Okay, go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, so maybe you might want to sign out and come back in again and get a better connection. Okay, so back to Sharon. You went to the VA. What did they initially say?
Well, initially they told me that I had an unexplained dermatopathy, and then from the dermatologist, I went back to the doctor, and she said that it was something going on, but she couldn't identify it. So they sent me to disease control, or infectious disease rather, and they told me I was delusional. And I asked the question. I said, "Have you ever seen this type of episode with anyone else?" And the doctor told me that only she had seen that through people that were meth addicts or on cocaine. So they didn't give me a drug test, and they realized that none of those things were in my system. And at that time, I gave them some ugly words, dismissed them, and addressed
ugly word. But since you've been in the program, they've had a little turn in their opinions, haven't they?
Absolutely. Richard, I've shared the book with my psychiatrist. Actually, I just had another appointment with her last week, and she continues to share that information with others. We talked last week about there are other veterans that are having these problems. And now with the help of your book, she can kind of share some of the things and then ask me questions. So throughout me getting the help from you, I am able to provide this information to those that are willing to listen, such as psychiatrists and doctors that really want to help people and not just dismiss it because they're afraid and don't know. When I talked to they gave me a new care team at the VA, and this new care team, meaning that the other team was dismissed, and I didn't do it that time, but they gave me a new care team, and they have actually written in my records that I am a Morgellons patient. I am not delusional, that my previous care team was delusional. So for us.
Yay. Now, there are many people here that really don't know how deeply you suffered. Will you describe the lesions you had and how to the degree to which you suffered so they know that they're at the right place?
Absolutely. I mean, I was having itching and biting from my head to my feet. I could not sleep. My face was ripped to shreds. It looked like I had been in a domestic abuse relationship and I was the losing participant. I had a black eye that was...
Well, you've been married 5 times, right? Oh.
They thought I was just getting beat up. So those fibers actually, not only were they just black, they actually turned into these filaments that continued to grow and grow and grow and grow. And until I started with the debriding soap, people, if you don't debride, those fibers will never stop. If you don't do your diet and you don't debride, they grow. So all of those fibers just continue to grow. It looked like someone had cut my face at the end of the day. And you told me what to do, and I did it. It worked, debriding soap, the diet, and I'm so thankful to you. Richard, I love you to death.
Well, I'm glad. I accept all your love. Now, you had both Morgellons and Collembola. How do you know you had Collembola?
Well, the Collembola, you can feel the movement. It actually moves like worms. You can feel this stuff. You can even feel it in your eyes. It's doing all their business around your eyes. And
eyelashes.
And it moves. Your lashes, your eyebrows, primarily right up in the corners of your eyes. It to me, as I could feel them leaving my skin as I debride it, it's like they're just intertwined, like they're in there just weaving, making a carpet or something. And you can feel this movement. So, but the debriding soap, when you put that on, you can actually, when you take a towel after debriding and put on some MSM gel, you can see that gook come off your face. That's Collembola.
Wow. Did you ever feel anything around your ankles or lower legs?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That was
jumping on your ankles or lower? Yeah. Okay.
My ankles felt like it was biting me all the time.
You know, as I said earlier, 95% of people suffering from Morgellons also are dealing with Collembola, but you never see it. And last week I had the opportunity to evaluate a questionnaire, and this questionnaire, the lady may be on the call today, is the only one in a long time that I saw that was only dealing with Collembola. There was no indication that she's dealing with Morgellons. But nevertheless, it's hell. The hell from Collembola is as bad as the hell from Morgellons, and when you have both of them, it's just double whammy. It's hell. And the good news is that the King diet really works. Yeah, it really does. It saved my life. It saved my life, and it saved countless of lives before. This is probably the only program in the entire world about Morgellons where you're not going to hear people crying about how terrible it is, and they can't get no help, and they can't find any help, and we have success stories here. We actually have people like Sharon every week sharing their success. They share their beauty of life again, the appreciation of life again that we all had lost at one time. Now, Collembola is an amazing organism. As I said, there are about 6,000 species. They are the garbage people of the world. They're the garbage. They clean up the environment. Without them, they clean up the fungi, the dead leaves, and all the organic matter that is left and they can consume. They're also called snow fleas, springtails, because they spring That's how they get the idea of spring. They jump. They can jump up to about 18 inches high. They were I always thought them to be like crazy. Like if you disturb them, they jump, sporadically. Like if you startle a herd of buffalo, they run everywhere, But no, they're like acrobats. They can target and go exactly where they want, which is incredible. And if you want to know everything there is to know about Collembola, read the most recent update I sent out about 45 minutes ago. In my opinion, it is the most comprehensive information you will ever find about these organisms. Pictures, the different articles written about them. See, every time I see an article about Collembola, I write a blog post about it. And over the last several years, there are about maybe 8 or 10 blog posts just about Collembola, about some different aspect, their acrobatic ability, or the fact that this is the kicker. The epidemiologist will tell you the mouth parts are non-existent with Collembola, and that makes them pretty stupid because they're retractable mouth parts. Their mouth parts are not external. They're retractable, which explains the fact that they can bite to hell, and when they bite, it feels like it goes to your bone. The bite can be that intense and that hurtful. So read the article. It's amazing. It's, like I said, the most comprehensive article about Collembola. You will not see press releases generally on TV or anywhere else or stories about this organism. You won't see people doing documentaries about this organism. You won't see it on Facebook or people even talking about it. There's no groups about it, but yet it is hell and is an epidemic right under our noses that is totally silent. The good news is what we do with Morgellons works for both. That's the good news. Okay, that concludes this portion of the program. Welcome back, everybody. This is Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, Collembola, and other skin parasites. Welcoming you to our Q&A period. And with me, I have my beautiful co-host, Sharon, who is with me today, filling in for Robin. So, we have some questions. Who goes first? Chris, do you have a list? Who has the list?
Chris, did you want me
Shannon,
to do it?
7704.
Hi, Shannon. Hello? Shannon?
Shannon, you have muted yourself, so press *6.
Shannon, press *6, please. Okay, who's next?
Hi, Richard. It's Marlena. Hi. I was calling because one of the questions I have is about first of all, the DE. How often can you take it orally? And is it 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons? Is it every day? Or you do it 10 days, 7 days, and then do it again, wait, and then do it again? How does that work?
Wow, you caught me off guard. There is an update about it in our blog post, and that's why we do blog posts, to have the most information in the world available about how to beat Morgellons and other skin parasites. Diatomaceous earth is what she's talking about, DE, and it is one of the things we recommend that you start with for intestinal parasites is to take the diatomaceous earth. You take a teaspoon in a glass of water. Now, there is an accelerated program for using DE. Again, the best thing would be for you to email me, and I can look it up. You can actually go to our blog, and the blog is at Best Man in a Wedding, BEST, Morgellons, MORGELLONS, Cure, CURE.com. Click on the blog link. That'll open up the blog. And then whatever computer you're using, do a control function, control find, with our regular laptops here. It's control F, and put in the word DE or diatomaceous, and it will take you to all the blog posts about diatomaceous earth, and it'll actually tell you what the aggressive protocol is for using diatomaceous earth.
Oh, okay. Because I know on the package it says you go for 7 days, 1 teaspoon, and then stop for 7, and then start again, and then work your way up to 2 teaspoons. So I didn't know. I tried it.
Yeah. Start there, and go from that, and then check out. Okay, let me see here. I just called it up right now as we're talking. It's that easy to find, and it says start with 1 teaspoon mixed in 8 ounces of water. Drink this either 1 hour before a meal or 2 hours after a meal. The goal is to have an empty stomach. Repeat this every day for 10 days and increase your amount of DE slowly up to 2 teaspoons if you like. Once you hit 10 days, take a break for 7 days. Then repeat again for 10 days. You may see some interesting stools being passed. Just a warning. Okay, and then it goes into more detail of those steps. So the information is all right there. Please, everybody, get familiar with the information and where to find it. The blogs, all you got to do is go to the blog and put in any keyword. It could be scalp, and it'll call up the protocol for cleaning your hair and your scalp.
Oh, okay. One other question is about my eyes. Can you put the debriding soap in your eyes?
Oh, gosh.
Well, cleaning your eyes is very important for many people because the organisms have a way of getting in there from maybe taking a shower or a bath and the water streaming down into your eyes. And there are several ways of cleaning the eyes. One would be using our colloidal silver, dropping that in your eyes, or you can get distilled water and add, say, just 1 drop of Nature's Gift concentrate, just 1 drop, that's all, and then wash your eyes with that. So you can use it, but you need to dilute it. It will burn the heck out of your eyes if you don't.
Oh, wow. How do you dilute it?
1 drop, say, in a, start with 1 drop in maybe 6 or 8 ounces. Very dilute.
Water?
Distilled water. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it tells you in the book. If you read chapter 6, please get familiar with the book. I find so many people, like I got an email just yesterday from a lady who says, I am going crazy. These things are killing me. I don't know what to do. And that's it. That's all she says. All right. Well, I recognized the name and I went in and she subscribed 2 years ago. Has she read the book? I don't think so. Has she started the diet? I don't think so. Does she come on these calls? I haven't seen her on these calls. Daggone it, people, take advantage of what we have for you. I appreciate everybody purchasing from our store, but this program and the support is nothing, costs nothing. We're here to get your life back. And if I don't have the answers right here, I know where to tell you to go. Please get familiar with the book, read it. Robin will tell you that she has read the book at least 8 times when she first started, dog-eared it. And that was like the 10th version. And we're in the 13th version of the book already. Actually, this is the 3rd version of 13th version. I don't want to go beyond 13. Thank you. Would you like to ask anything else?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next?
Tracy, 3199.
Hi, Tracy. Hello? Tracy? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome.
Thank you. So we've been doing the King diet, which, wow, completely 100% different than what you normally eat. But my question is, does the diet, the King's diet itself, because I have not felt crawling or itching. And I got to tell you, I've only been doing this diet since last Tuesday. So I'm kind of really blown away. But can you tell me, does the diet put the mites to sleep? And if it is, do they sleep forever? And if they are sleeping, are they going to eventually die? And if not, do we let them sleep, or should I use Nitempyram and wake them up?
Okay, that's a very good question. The same question I had back around 2000, because I experienced the same progress you did. I could not believe how effective and how fast this diet worked for me. Boom, and all my misery was gone. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know if it was a cure or if it just put them to sleep. Your very question. So I did the diet for 90 days consecutively, 90 days, and I was totally symptom-free for 90 days. Of course, I knew how to disinfect my environment, because we all know that if you're dealing with Morgellons or you're dealing with Collembola, you are a walking, talking, breathing, shedding machine, and you shed these things all over your place. So eating is only the first part, the most important piece of the puzzle. You got to stop being a breeding machine. That's what the diet does. Does it put them to sleep? Does it kill them? I don't think it kills them. Somehow it may put them to sleep, puts them into remission. I think that's what happens. I don't know. I'm just so damn glad it works. And so many people are as well. Yes, Sharon.
Richard, I think that it makes us taste bad to them. The diet, and that's what we want to do. We want to make us taste less appealing to these things. So the King diet makes us not taste good.
Whatever it does, it's phenomenal. And the key is to make it work. Not many people find it as quick as you did, as I did. Some people take months. Robin, my other co-host, took 2 months to make the diet work. Sharon, how long did it take you to make the diet work?
Completely about 6 months, but within 3 days, I saw the difference.
You could see the difference, but you played around with it for 6 months testing it, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's normal.
I tested the waters because I still wanted some things that I wasn't supposed to have.
Yeah, but you knew it. You knew the connection between food and parasitic activity within a short period of time, and that's very important. So we don't know if it puts them to sleep. There are actually three stages to the diet. Stage 1 is the most difficult and most stringent stage. And then, and when you get to the point that you're literally symptom-free, which could be within maybe a few days to a week, you can move into stage 2 gradually. Introduce bananas.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I haven't tried the lufenuron. Do I still need to try the lufenuron to kill the food or whatever?
No,
I'm sorry, my words are probably not correct, but do I try the lufenuron to kill whatever inside me that they don't eat?
Let me explain the purpose of lufenuron. Lufenuron is a pet medication, all right? And unfortunately, the physicians in this country don't recognize its value for human beings. So the purpose of lufenuron, which happens to be probably the only medication in the whole wide world that doesn't interact with another medication. It probably is the only medication in the whole wide world that has no side effects, although you may get die-off, all right? Now, the purpose of lufenuron is to inhibit the production of chitin. Chitin is one of the substances of which all fungal organisms utilize to grow. If you're familiar with a brick wall is put together with mortar. There's mortar that's between the bricks. If you take away the mortar, the wall crumbles. That is what happens with fungal organisms. It inhibits the ability of any fungal organisms to create chitin to build their walls, to build and grow. And chitin is also found in the mouth parts of Collembola as well as mites. So it is instrumental there as well. It is also very important that if you live in a moldy environment, that you use lufenuron every day, because your mold is all around you, all right? So that's the purpose of it. It's also beneficial in dealing with intestinal parasites as well. Did I answer your question?
So since I'm not feeling them, I don't have to take it?
Well, do you have bloating, do you have any bloating, digestive issues, any suspicion that you might be dealing with Candida albicans, any urinary tract infections? Urinary tract?
Digestive.
You have
Mainly
what?
just digestive.
I'm not familiar with that.
Digestive tract issues? Can you hear me?
Is it fungal or is it fungal? I'm not familiar with that term.
What term?
What you just used. You said some kind of.
If you said if I had digestive issues.
Oh, digestive issues, yes.
Yeah.
Well, digestive issues, we recommend our enzymes, our digestive enzymes. And then if you still have problems with the gut and the abdomen area, then we have another, it's called Skin Regenerator Digestive Aid that has a lot of ginger in it. That will help. And then the next step is to deal with, say, gut repair. We have a gut repair formula. The lufenuron will help deal with the Candida albicans and keep it from spreading and multiplying. If you've had...
Now, what about, I have ordered the Nitenpyram, or I know I'm saying that wrong too.
Nitempyram. Nitempyram is for mites. If you have mites or anything living in your skin that consumes your blood, mites, scabies is a form of mite, Collembola, it will kill any organism that is in your skin within 30 minutes. Boom, one capsule.
If I'm not feeling it, should I take it? Or should I go ahead and take it?
Well, I don't know. How do you know if you're feeling it or not? How do you know you have parasites? How do you know you have tell me what your symptoms are. And before I get into this, let me tell everybody, the FDA requires me to inform you that before you start my diet, before you accept any of these recommendations I'm giving you here today, that you discuss them thoroughly with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. The AMA also requires me to inform you that Sharon, me, and none of my coaches are trained as physicians or licensed as physicians. So the only people in this world and in this country that can diagnose, treat, cure, mitigate, or prevent disease are licensed physicians. We can only educate you. We can't diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate, or prevent any disease. I can educate you how to use the diet. I can educate you how to clean your environment, how to clean your skin, and how to build health and immune functioning through our targeted supplements and the medications that we're talking about now. So what are your symptoms?
I know that we have since, and I've been on here before, since 2018, we were infested with either bird mites or rodent mites. Not sure which one, but...
Okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then just till we literally found your book, every doctor, every place that we've ever been to has told us basically that we're crazy. We lost our home, and what we feel is we can actually feel them crawling, and the crawling and the biting.
Do you find black specks or specks floating around in your environment, in your bedding and clothing? Do you find?
Well, back in 2018, yes. Right now, it's not anywhere near as bad as we were in 2018. We actually
But you do find them.
Well, we found black specks.
Okay.
Nobody ever diagnosed what they were, because every time we sent them to somewhere, they always sent it back that they basically could not really tell what it was.
Well, you know that there are rat mites or bird mites that are involved, and black specks are an indication of mites, and it doesn't really matter what type of mite it is. The Nitempyram is the answer to it. The key, though, is not just to take the Nitempyram. The Nitempyram will kill everything that's in your body alive that sucks blood that fast within 30 minutes. But it's not going to kill the eggs that are already been laid in your body. It's not going to kill the organisms that are outside or in your environment. So you need to do both. You need to deal with the environment, make sure it's that those bird nests and the rat nest and all that problem is gone and taken care of, and that there's no way of being possibly recontaminated through pets that you may have that go outside or anything like that. And then you do the Nitempyram as it's directed for a period of time so that any mite eggs that matriculate are going to be destroyed as they immediately upon them being born.
Okay, even if you're not feeling the crawling?
Well, the point is, if you stop right now and there are eggs that you're not going to feel eggs. You know, if they're in your skin and been laid, you're not going to feel them until they hatch.
Okay, but even using the diet?
No, the diet is not going to do that. You need to my estimation, you need to use the Nitempyram. The diet may quiet things down, but in terms of mites, you need to be proactive with them and follow the protocol. I can be on my diet. You know, in my experience with Collembola that we talked about earlier, and one of the things I found amazing, and one of the articles that I included in the article I produced today, says that Collembola only lay eggs a certain time of year and they hatch a certain time of year, and in my experience, that's bullshit. The ones that I deal with, it seems like they lay eggs all the time, and there's a 4-day period. And I can be totally itch-free for 4 days, and if I don't disinfect on the 4th day, I'm going to feel them. They're going to attack me, diet or no diet. They're in the environment. So you need to keep disinfecting, even after you don't feel anything.
Okay. The other question I had is, being on the King's Diet, we're still on phase 1. Besides rice and salad, and maybe there's a website that I'm not knowing about or something, what side dishes can you have besides rice and salad?
What do you mean by side dish?
Okay, so like if you have a chicken, you know, like instead of potatoes, because you can't have potatoes, you can't have basically anything other than rice and salad. So something else to go with your meat, you know.
Well, it is kind of limiting. You know, the point is that the diet is very limiting, and some people can't even have rice. The diet is a general diet. It works for 90% right away, but 10% have to figure out that maybe rice doesn't work. If they have gut issues or dealing with leaky gut syndrome or Candida albicans, then we cut out all grains. We cut out rice, we cut out spelt, we cut out millet. We eliminate all grains until we get the gut restored, and then we reintroduce the grains. So you like to say something, Sharon?
Yes, Richard. I just wanted to add, guys, just because the King Diet is restrictive, you have to get creative. You can use cauliflower. Cauliflower, you can make rice cauliflower. You can make mashed potato cauliflower. You know, there's different ways to prepare the foods that are in the King Diet. So, yeah, you can use the cauliflower as a side dish. Make your
wonderful.
Cauliflower.
That sounds great. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about, and I know this is gonna make you probably really laugh, but can you, like, for snacks, is the only snack, like, there's no pudding? I mean, you can't get anything, even like gluten-free pudding or anything for a snack?
You can make your own. There's actually a recipe in the book. You can make a chocolate. You can make you a fudge chocolate. 2 ingredients.
On phase 1?
The cocoa and egg white, and that makes you a fudge little chocolate bar. And the cocoa is the coquette, that's in the store.
Yeah, you can make your own. You can make your own dark chocolate candy. We do have dark chocolate candy in the store. We've taken it out now because it's so hot and it's going to melt in transport. But during the cooler weather, and you can make your own. It's see the oils. Yes.
Is there like a website? Because the store that I went on to, I don't see chocolate. I might have an old website?
The book has, chapter 5 has nothing but recipes.
Right. Okay, yeah.
She's saying to purchase it.
And in the store, there's a search bar up at the top right. All you have to do is put in candy, and it'll take you. But again, we're not making candy during the summer because it just melts in transit. But you can make your own.
What about the cocoa?
Okay.
What about the cocoa?
All right, that's all my questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Keep coming back. We're here to support you in getting your life back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next? Anyone else?
Debbie 1702.
Debbie, how are you, Debbie? Hello, Debbie? Debbie? Who's next?
Richard, hello,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can. Is this Debbie?
Okay. Hi, this is Debbie.
Wonderful.
Richard, hi. I have a question. I was on your blog earlier today, and I've been on there before, but I just wanted to revisit it. On the hair, it was the hair, nose, and ears part of it.
Yes.
And I believe that I have not only Morgellons, but Collembola too. And I am feeling a lot of crawling on my eyelashes, eyebrows, and around my forehead. Well, on the blog, there was a lady who wrote her version of, an article using the colloidal silver.
Okay.
And she said that she used it in her ears and eyes, and she said it made all the crawling stop.
Okay.
Could that be possible?
Well, everybody is different. When you go on Facebook, you'll see somebody say, I have this problem with my nose or my eyes, and somebody will say, well, just do the colloidal silver, it fixed it for me, or whatever. Okay, that's nice, but the likelihood of just one thing fixing anything when it comes to Morgellons is probably 0. And that's what I use the puzzle idea. Morgellons is like a puzzle. Everybody has different pieces. Now, the pieces, it's not a 500-piece puzzle, but maybe it's a 15 or 20-piece puzzle. And it differs for everyone. The first and most important piece of that puzzle is the diet. Without making that diet work, all the other 15 pieces are pretty well useless. So first of all, have you made the diet work?
Yeah, I'm already in the middle of stage 2.
Wonderful.
So I don't have any problems anywhere other than just around my face, eyes, and eyebrows. And if I know they're in my hair, I'm working on that as well, and I'm working on getting my hair shortened. But how do you stop that crawling on your face?
Well, it's being aggressive. It's being very aggressive, and you use whatever works. Now, around your face, around your eyes, and so forth, not in your eyes, well, we have the skin lotion, or you can use the body wipe. You apply it very frequently, every 20 minutes for beginners, and then maybe every hour, every 2 hours. But you need to be very aggressive in whatever you do. If you have it in ears, you can use our ear drops, or you can use colloidal silver ear drops and drop them in your ears. You can use the colloidal silver as drops in your eyes as well, or you can wash your eyes, as I explained earlier, with distilled water and a drop of nature's gift. So you need to be aggressive. If they're in the scalp, again, there is a detailed protocol. For some people, as simple as using castor oil and in your hair and around your eyes is sufficient. For others, it's just a Band-Aid, and you need to be very aggressive and use the protocol that we have in the book and also in the blogs.
Well, I have I ordered from the store the Claudia's Dream Cream. Would that help if I put that on my face at night?
Well, some people find it wonderful. You can put Claudia's Dream Cream. Again, there are a lot of oils in there, so you don't want to get it around your eyes because I think it could burn your eyes.
Okay. Well, that would be what I'm working on my hair with, the Claudia's Dream Cream, plus the MMS.
Okay.
And so is there something else? I know it says in the blog and I believe in your book to add a few drops of peppermint oil.
Well, the ultimate for dealing with the scalp is to take the palm of your hand, put a little bit of our shampoo, Nature's Gift shampoo. Do you have either the foaming or the regular shampoo? Add in some Super MS gel, and kind of stir it up. Add in some peppermint oil, a couple drops. Add in some Claudia's Dream Cream and stir it up. So you have a mixture here. And then just massage that into your hair. But because you might be dealing with mites and we don't want them to migrate very fast, you want to put a moat around above your eyes, all the way around, above your ears, all the way around, so that anything that might want to escape your hair, your scalp, is going to get caught and not get into your eyes or into your ears or down your back. And you put on a bathing cap overnight. And you do this 3 times a day. During the day, instead of a bathing cap, you get one of these cancer caps. Of course, you want to cut your hair as short as possible. Bald is best of all because you don't want to use all these wonderful, fantastic products to clean dead hair.
Right,
so,
right.
All right. So you just want to get rid of the hair and go after it and be aggressive. The person who developed this protocol was one of our first coaches, Sandy, from the Pittsburgh area, and she did it 5 times a day, and she took pictures of the crap that came out of her hair, and with each cleaning, there was less and less crap coming out of her hair, and within a few days to a month at most, you'll be basically free if you're maintaining the diet.
Well, let me ask you, because I do work, and so I wouldn't be able to do it 5 times a day, but on my days off, I can get really aggressive with it. It might take maybe a little bit longer.
Well, like I said in the beginning, start with 3 times a day. She did 5 times a day. I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know to what degree. Everybody has the problem to a different degree, so you have to assess the degree to which it is a problem. Maybe 1 time a day is all that's required. But you could start on a weekend, do it 5 times a day, Saturday and Sunday, and by Monday, you'd be down to 3 times a day. And then by the end of the week, you're down to 2 times a day. And the next week, maybe it's 1 time a day.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
But the important thing is be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I think that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your afternoon with us. I appreciate you being here.
All right. Thanks, Richard.
You're welcome. Who's next?
Marlena.
Who?
Marlena 0424.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I've basically already spoke. I just was wondering, too, about the lufenuron. Can you take the lufenuron and the Nitenpyram together?
Yes, you can take them all together. Now, the important thing is that we have several supplements, and all of those medications can contribute to die-off. So you want to be prepared. The more things that you're taking at once, the more likely at some point you're going to have die-off. And die-off can be very, very dangerous if you don't deal with it. There are 2 ways of dealing with die-off that I know of. Well, 3. Well, the first is important no matter what you do. Drink a hell of a lot of water. Lots of water. Flood your, drink. Use our toothpaste. By the way, if you're using any commercial bulk toothpaste, throw it out because it most likely may have sugar in it. It could have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. It could have glycerin in it. So get rid of it. Use our toothpaste. We call our toothpaste sweet water toothpaste. Baking soda, sweet water toothpaste. Why? Because after you brush your teeth, you're going to have an insatiable thirst. And water is going to taste so sweet. And you can drink and drink and drink. You can put your DE in the water. You can put your baking soda in the water, and it'll taste better. So number one, dial. Drink lots of water. Number two, get your poop working as good as possible. In the blogs, there are articles about constipation and how people use things like Mag7 and other things to get their poop working. So you want to move stuff through your body. You don't want it being hung up. And then number three, you can go on Amazon and buy zeolite and get that and start taking it. Or you can use our detox. And we had a program on a few weeks ago about detoxing. So there are two things that are important to do nutritionally to support detox. One is enzymes, digestive enzymes. Use our agro-relief enzymes. And amino acids. Use our complete amino acid formula. Both of these things are good for you and healthy for you anyway. So it's a win-win situation. But the enzymes and the amino acids help your mitochondria and reduce the need for the ATP in the digestive process to free it up to deal with the toxins that are being eliminated so they don't overtax your kidneys and your liver. And the other thing is also the lymphatics. Massage is often very good because oftentimes the lymphatics get clogged and can contribute to inflammation. So if you have like a rebounder to rebound on, it's like a mini trampoline. That helps loosen up the lymphatics. Massage pillows, massaging under your knees and wherever your lymphatics are, also help loosen up and move stuff out of your body. Did I answer your question, or did I go too far?
Yeah, but if you I live by myself, so I'm very leery on taking stuff that might make me feel like I'm, having some kind of episode. So I'm thinking I should try one over the others, just work with that and see how that works, and then go.
Well, you can start with one and then go to the next one later on.
Yeah, and so die-off is like headaches, and you get kind of dizzy.
Oh, you can have there are 50 different reactions. It can be muscle pain, inflammation, headaches, digestive issues, dizziness, all kinds of. Again, in the blog post, I listed all of those. And the funny thing is, the author of the article that I cited didn't even mention inflammation, but it's part of it. Okay.
I know it's the number one. It's the number one enemy too, inflammation.
Inflammation, yes.
Yeah. But the zeolite. Did you say zeolite? What is that?
Zeolite. 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 It's an aluminum. It's an aluminum compound. And when I first heard of it, my bells went off and said, "No, you don't want to do that." But then someone pointed out it's a different form of aluminum that is not available to cause problems in your brain with Alzheimer's and blood issues.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. We're here to support you. Who's next?
Shannon, 7704.
Hi, Shannon. Hello? Shannon?
Caitlin, 3339.
Caitlin? Hi.
Hey, I don't really have a question. Maybe I did it wrong, but I could have one. Oh, I don't know. How do you feel about ivermectin and other prescription antiparasitics?
That is a fantastic and wonderful question, and I thank you for bringing that up. People for years and years have written me about ivermectin and whether they should do it with Morgellons, and over the years, I have only found maybe one or two people have reported to me that ivermectin was beneficial for them in dealing with Morgellons. And generally, ivermectin is used as an antiparasitic for nematodes. That's helminths. That's pinworms, roundworms, flatworms, bluey, whatever kind of worm you might have, except tapeworms, not used for tapeworms, all right? So that's its purpose. For years, we only used Senben, and I felt, and I believe still, that just using ivermectin is not sufficient because it's just too quick. And we're dealing with a long-term issue, getting our lives back. However, I recently came upon a video by a physician, and I forgot his name, but it is in the blog post, and the video is referenced there, who feels that to start the process of deworming the human body, you do 2 doses of ivermectin, 1 week apart, 2 12-milligram tablets 1 week apart. And then you move into fenbenzidol. So ivermectin is a dewormer. It gets the initial kick, all right? Fenben is not used as a dewormer. Fenben, over a period of time, is used to cut off the ability of these organisms' ability to feed. So that's the ideal approach. Now, many people have also the tapeworm issue. Well, not many, but some do.
Yeah.
And that's where I just sent out an update yesterday about that medication, Tiraxoqual. I can't pronounce it. One day I'll figure it out. And that's what you would use for tapeworms. And they can all be taken together, by the way.
Yeah, that's funny. You sent out a thing. I didn't get it, but I don't have Morgellons. I just have mice or something. I don't know what I have, but I've had it for years, and I've been following your diet, and I was so much better. And then I started taking daily ivermectin with that praziquantel, and I haven't had any symptoms, knock on wood. But,
oh, great. Yeah, you pronounced it correctly.
But it's a 6 weeks for every day for 6 weeks, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know where you got that protocol, and I'm not sure, but if that worked for you, that's great. But we're not here. Yeah, we're not here. That's your experience, and that's wonderful. And I'm not sure if people at shopformorgallons.com would agree with that. Ivermectin every day for 6 weeks.
Yeah, everyone's different. I think mine was intestinal parasites underlying, so I think everyone's different. I know everyone's different.
You see, intestinal parasites are not just intestinal parasites.
Yeah.
If you touch an infected doorknob, say in a bathroom, somebody's been in the bathroom and they have the parasites and they don't wash their hands and they open that doorknob and leave, and then you walk in and touch that doorknob and it's infected with the eggs, you've got them in your skin. Where are they going to go? They're not necessarily going to go into your intestines. They're going to go into your skin. You call it inflammation. They're going to go into your bones and cause inflammation and pain. So intestinal, just because they often live in intestines doesn't mean that that's the only place you're going to find them. And if you've ever had leaky gut and had a bad diet and had bloating problems, even though you got back on a good diet and got your gut back in, they spread all over your body already. They're already there. So that's why the Fenben and the ivermectin, that's their job. That's its job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's next?
We're done, Richard.
Wow, that was great. Been a good session. So, well, that concludes this portion of the program.